And thanks for inviting us in. It's now 11 o'clock. We'll get to all those stories in a moment. But first tonight, breaking news on the west side of Indianapolis. In the last 45 minutes, police confirmed they are now investigating a death on Alton Avenue. This is near Michigan Street and Tibbs Avenue. Right now, police not saying how the person died. They do tell us the person had injuries consistent with trauma. We've got a crew on the scene. They're working to determine what led to the person's death. We'll be following this story for you over the coming hours. You'll be able to see every breaking development on Sunrise beginning at 4 o'clock. And now to an important community conversation about violent crime. Given the number of homicides that we've seen here in our city over the last 2 weekends, these conversations are more critical than ever. Our Logan Gay shares tonight how these opportunities could actually be part of the solution.
For the victims' families and the communities, there can be a lot of confusion surrounding homicide investigations in the process. But these community conversations were designed to help with that. It's not every day you have all the agencies involved with investigating homicides in one room, but that's what's happening inside these community conversations. And while some people may not always agree with the process, IMPD Deputy Chief of Criminal Investigations Division, Kendall Adams, says it's important to the overall community.
Knowing how that process works, being more informed, all makes us a better community when it comes to homicides.
Homicides that are impacting a lot of young people and their families. Many of those families are still waiting for answers. Adams says they're doing everything they can to intervene before conflicts turn violent.
There's no reason that a child should say, or child should say they don't have anything to do. We have too many programs here in the city, but they have to start to take responsibility for themselves and their own actions and start to invest in their future.
Janet McGuire lost her son James to gun violence this year. She says there has been an arrest. She says she came here to get reassurance that these agencies are supporting survivors, old and new.
It relieves us of this pain we carry around with us, that somebody actually care about the ones that we lost. It really does, that somebody really cares and is going to be there for us.
With that in mind, the agencies tasked with doing this important work believe the only way the city is going to see decreasing homicide numbers is by doing exactly what they're doing here, asking questions and getting answers as a community.
All of us are doing great work individually, but we have to bring that focus and that energy together for the betterment of our young people.
If you missed this community conversation, you still have more opportunities to go to the next one. We'll post that date when we get it. These meetings happen quarterly. In Indianapolis, Logan Gay, 13 News.
And tonight, the police are giving us insight into their process, and so is the person taking over after the lights and sirens leave. This is Marion County Coroner Alfie McGinty. She's got 28 years of experience in her field, so she has seen it all. From her perspective, the victims seem to be getting younger, and the number of families impacted by gun violence is only growing.
We know that now the majority of those that die between 13 and 18 died to homicides and gunshot wound injuries. Sometimes our weekends are sort of dreaded because we don't know, what is going to happen.
Tonight, investigators say homicide numbers are down 30% from this time last year. The coroner says overall death investigations are also down, dropping nearly 3% last year. And now to a breakthrough tonight in a 30-year-old cold case in Franklin. This crime is so hard to fathom. The murder of baby Hope, not even 1 day old. Tonight, police are telling us they've identified the baby's parents through DNA technology. But that is one answer in a case that has sparked lots of questions. This case dates back to 1994. That's when two boys discovered the newborn in a trash can. She had been stabbed multiple times. Fast forward 25 years to 2019. That's when police in Franklin reopened this investigation. New detectives with new technology, all leading to two names. Cheryl Dawn Larson, the baby's mom, who died in 2018. And Paul R. Shepard. Police say Shepard, and not Cheryl Larson's then husband, is the baby's biological father. Police say that Shepard has been cooperating, but was actually shocked to learn that Cheryl Larson was pregnant in 1994.
And DNA is not going to answer those questions for us necessarily. It's the public. If this stimulates any information, any thoughts that you can bring forward to law enforcement to help us bring complete closure to this case, that would be the biggest closing point.
It's a start. Police say they have not identified a suspect or a motive in this case, but they hope this information can spark justice for this youngest of victims. New at 11, police serving a search warrant on the east side of Indy found a man dead from a gunshot wound. That's according to IMPD tonight, who tell us they believe that gunshot was self-inflicted. This happened around 6:30 tonight on East Washington and Linwood Avenue. State police say officers from the Indiana Crime Guns Task Force were serving a warrant for a violent felon, so that when they knocked on the door, they say they heard a gunshot. That's when they discovered the body inside, believed to be the target of that warrant. A man who walked out of the home tonight is in custody. No one else was hurt. State police say no officers fired their weapons. Angela?
Scott, it's a warm Monday night. Temperatures right now in the 70s and 80s across central Indiana. We still have 81 in Indianapolis, still 77 in Columbus. It's also muggy out there. We know that because dew point temperatures are sitting in the upper 60s and low 70s, definitely in that uncomfortable range. And we stay just about or above the miserable line as we look ahead at the week ahead. Weather-wise, tomorrow morning, a few clouds around, morning temperatures in the 70s. Sunrise is at 6:29. Highs tomorrow afternoon expected between 85 and 90, and there will be a few storms around.
Angela, thanks. We'll get to your full forecast coming up in just a few moments. Tonight at 11, we are now able to confirm more than 100 layoffs at the Indiana Department of Workforce Development. In a statement released to 13 News, department leaders cite budget cuts at the state and federal levels. The statement says the move was necessary to remain fiscally responsible. So I want to break down the numbers. 123 total employees now cut. 18 from administration, 48 from workforce programs, 57 in unemployment insurance. Leaders say the decision to reduce staff was made with great care and consideration. Here's a look at the other stories making headlines right now. A shooting outside of a Terre Haute Kroger store tonight is under investigation as a murder-suicide. The Vigo County Sheriff says they believe Dustin Tubbs shot and killed 38-year-old Amanda Du Bois inside of a car. The sheriff says Tubbs then turned the gun on himself. He died later at the hospital. The shooting took place last week at the store on US 41 South. Tonight, 2 men are charged for a 2019 homicide on the south side of Indianapolis. Both suspects are already behind bars on unrelated crimes. This is Rodney Mitchell III. Police found him unresponsive along the bank of the White River nearly 6 years ago. Now, according to the court documents, Alexander Russell shot and killed Mitchell after posing as Mitchell's ex-girlfriend online and luring him to the scene. Police say DNA linked a second man, Jonathan Hayes, to the shooting. Both Russell and Hayes are facing counts of murder. Tonight, dozens of veterans are in new homes, all part of a Surge Move-In event that was about getting vets help with housing, health care, and legal services. They moved into places all across our city, including HVAF's Manchester Apartments. Part of that facility recently reopened after that massive fire last year. Thousands of people are here in Indy this week for IBE's summer celebration. This morning was the mayor's breakfast. Sunrise anchor Jalea Brooks served as one of the breakfast MCs. There's also a business conference this week and a health fair, but that's just the start. You can see a full rundown of the summer celebration events right now. We've got it posted on WTHR.com and on our 13 News app. Indianapolis is about to make a slam dunk as WNBA AllStar Weekend rolls into town. The biggest players, the loudest fans, all tipping off in just days. And behind it all, crews running a full court press to get our city ready. Tonight, our Alex Almanza shows us how Indianapolis is now setting the stage for a star-studded weekend.
It's game time for downtown Indy, at least when it comes to preparation. Crews are transforming the city into the ultimate WNBA playground ahead of All-Star Weekend.
To come down, shoot a hoop on Monument Circle, you can't do that every day. The kids dribbling down from the American Legion Mall, seeing that I think will be fantastic, and then just celebrating how great our downtown is for these major events.
From Gainbridge Fieldhouse to Monument Circle, the city is dressed for the occasion. Expect packed streets, live music, family events, and even comedy shows like Fever Fest at Everwise Amphitheater. But with so many people expected, safety is a top priority, and IMPD means it.
You can control your behavior. I can't control everyone's behavior in the city. If I could, we wouldn't have any shootings. We wouldn't have any shooting incidents.
IMPD says a crime center will be fully staffed with detectives and analysts watching and responding to potential concerns. Just one of many ways city leaders say they hope to keep downtown peaceful amid back-to-back weekends of violence across the city.
Just don't bring a gun with you. That's one way to be peaceful. We're going to be taking steps over the course of the rest of the summer to make sure that the summer weekends are as peaceful as we can make them.
And for those heading downtown, city leaders say plan ahead. You can download the WNBA Events app, check road closures, and give yourself plenty of time. And additionally, if you want text alerts, you can send the phrase AllStar 25 to 67243. That'll get you in the loop for safety notifications.
Any word, Alex, how big these crowds are going to be this week?
Yeah, officials say tens of thousands of fans will make their way into Indy, so we're talking pretty big crowds. But Scott, when I'm out with friends, I remember to create a safety plan. We're talking create a kind of like a landscape to kind of meet in case we get separated. And of course, for those younger kids, you can always write that phone number on a wristband just in case families do get separated.
Yeah, good advice from Alex Almanza tonight. Thanks so much.